Inside number 9 is ending after 10 years and 55 episodes. And I am very sad. This is my absolute favourite show ever, and before the final series starts airing tomorrow, I'm going to be taking a look at all the promotional material that we've gotten and try to predict what each episode might be. We know the titles of 4 episodes so far. Episode 1 is Boo to a Goose, 2 is The Trolley Problem, 3 is Mulberry Close, and 5 is Curse of the Ninth. Thanks to interviews and IMDb, we also know which episodes match up to those titles, and so we can fill in the gaps for the remaining 2. So let's start off with Episode 1, Boo to a Goose. First off, I am just really excited for this episode. Okay, to break the script, it's coming out tomorrow, and I genuinely I can't wait. It's a combination of 2 of my favourite things in life, Inside Number 9 and the London Underground, and it's coming together in one episode, and I'm just so incredibly excited, and it's perfect and amazing, and I cannot wait to watch this episode. It's going to be so cool, even if it's absolutely rubbish. I just cannot wait to watch it, because it's everything that I've ever wanted in life, all wrapped up in a nice 30-minute episode. I don't know what it's going to be about, and that's what we're going to talk about now. This is the episode that we know most things about. The entire cast is right there on IMDb. Reece Shearsmith and Siobhan Finneran are playing an odd couple. Steve Pemberton is playing a drag queen. Charlie Cooper seems to be some sort of homeless man. Matthew Kelly is this scary, wise old man stereotype. And Susan Wokoma is some sort of goth rebel character. The remaining 3 cast members are less obvious, so I'll wait for the prediction section to guess at who they might be. We know that it takes place on a tube train. Specifically, it looks like the Circle Line, although I don't think that's really important. And we also know that the characters are going to be stuck in a tunnel for the majority of the episode. We know that a nurse will get her purse stolen. I'm going to assume that this will be Philippa Dunn's character, although it could also be the character played by Siobhan Finneran or Susan Wokoma. However, this seems to be an episode where all of the characters are more just fit into their one role, so I'm going to say that it's most likely Philippa Dunn. That being said, I'm going to assume that Mark Bonner's character is probably some sort of suburban dad who really just wants to go home, but I also think that there's something deeper and quite sinister about his character, but who knows. Joel Fry is probably playing the most interesting or unknown character. He's seen in a promo photo holding onto a bag, and is also named as a dodgy geezer. If I was to predict how this story might go, I would say that Eleanor, the nurse, is probably lying about her purse being missing, but I'm also going to say that Mark Bonner's character is probably going to end up being the most important by the end of the story. I really don't know how it will play out, and I'm very excited to watch it tomorrow. Episode 2, The Trolley Problem. This will be the first and only two-hander episode ever in the history of Inside Number 9, featuring only Reece and Steve and no one else. They've done episodes similar to this, but there's always been like one extra character. It's going to feature a psychotherapist who is played by Steve, who saves a man, Reece, from jumping off of a bridge, and he brings him home to his flat, probably. Judging from the title alone, someone is going to die. I have a strong feeling that Steve's character will be the one that's pulling the lever though. Although it's described as a two-hander, the programme on BBC says otherwise, but these 2 actors actually have very little on their IMDb, so I would imagine this is probably a mistake. Seems how explicit that they have been about this being a solely 2-person episode. The dynamic that seems to be happening here is reminding me somewhat of Simon Says, in that it is between Steve and Reece, where Reece's character probably has a lot more power over Steve. I have less to go off for the story of this episode, but I'm going to say that Steve's character will not end up killing Reece, which will lead to some consequences. Episode 3, Mulberry Close. We know that this episode will be filmed entirely from a doorbell camera. We only get 3 different looks at this episode, but if you compare each instance, you can see that the car is missing in one of them. This means that we'll probably see the owner of the house at least once. To predict who the owner of the house is, I have a feeling that it's probably going to be Reece's character. Also, probably Vinette Robinson's character will be playing his wife, but again, that is prediction. That could just be another set of neighbours. The scary part of the trailer looks to be set on Halloween thanks to decorations in the background, so we know that this image here will probably just be a simple fake out scare in the moment. I definitely don't have enough information about this so-called murder mystery, but if I was to guess, it's probably Adrian Scarborough, because he plays weird but intimidating little man very, very well. Episode 4. As yet untitled. This in itself is somewhat of a prediction, but it seems all confirmed that episode 4 will be the escape room. We know that Reese will be playing the games master, and Steve will be in the escape room with someone who is likely playing his daughter. We also know that it looks like someone else will be trapped inside with them. From this shot here, you can see some of the same harsh green and red lighting and a similar background. I have a feeling that Reese's character will have a lot more control over the game than someone normally would in an escape room. This shot specifically is giving me big Saw vibes, so I'd say there's probably some sort of body horror in this episode maybe, and playing on the fact that you can't escape. This will probably be quite a gory episode where Reese's character has some Jigsaw-like god complex playing out the game for the rest of the characters. Episode 5, Curse of the Ninth. We've been talking about one called the Curse of the Ninth for a long time. It's about a superstition in classical music that once you've composed your Ninth Symphony, you're going to die. This is very fitting for the 9th season of Inside Number 9, and I think this is very cool. If we didn't know that this was episode 5, I would have said that this is likely the 6th and final episode, but I'll get to that later. We know that this is going to be a period piece and seems to be set early 1900s just based on the costuming and overall sort of vibe of the whole thing. We don't know much about it, but I would assume that this episode we're most likely going to see some supernatural elements, especially with the idea that Reese's character is going to die trying to compose his 9th Symphony. Although for my wildest theory for this video, I think this episode will actually be a case of confirmation bias, where much like in Tom and Jerry, Reese's character believes all of these things are happening to him, and in the end it will be revealed that nothing was actually going on and he ends up killing some people, maybe. Going scene by scene in the Series 9 trailer, we have Episode 5, Episode 4, Episode 3, Episode 4, Episode 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 1, 5, 1, 2, 4, 1, 5, 4, 3, 5, and that's it. Every second of the trailer only accounts for the first 5 episodes, and I have a very strong feeling that episode 6 of Series 9 will, if anything, be very, very interesting and different to what we're used to. We don't know anything about it, we've seen no promotional material for it, and I cannot even begin to guess what it might be about, but here are a few shot-in-the-dark guesses anyway. Number 1, a League of Gentlemen crossover, giving the community what we've been asking for since Death Be Not Proud and tying the final episode back to their first show that they created. Number 2, the bus episode. We deserve it, that's all I'll say. Number 3, a pub crawl episode over the course of 9 pubs. This is just an idea that I really like, but I doubt it would be the final episode. That is the wildest shot in the dark guess I could have gone for. Number 4, it's just 30 minutes of Reese and Steve playing Fortnite. Number 5, an episode without a twist. Because we are so accustomed to the twists of Inside Number 9, what if their final ever episode didn't end with one? Or perchance, like a bazillion twists. Every other minute twists are happening left and right. Or it could just be a regular episode, not focusing on how it's the final ever and instead just telling a good story. But who knows? Not me currently, but I will know in 6 weeks' time, and you can come back and laugh at how I got everything wrong. Although I really want the escape room Saw episode to happen because I think that would be quite cool. Please excuse the rushed quality of this video. I probably didn't even manage to fully get all of my ideas out because I made this entire script in about 3 hours. I haven't been looking at all the leaks as closely as others have, but I wanted to release this just before the final series starts airing. I genuinely cannot wait for this series to come out, but I also, at the same time, don't want it to end. I also do have a few number 9 videos planned after the final series finishes, but also don't hold me to that because I've made promises like that in the past and not kept them. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, like the video, subscribe, comment. I really enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one, depending on when that is. Goodbye!